All right, guys. Hello, hello, hello. We got a wonderful interview today. I have the amazing guest, Tori Trades, on with us today, guys.
Hey, thanks for having me.
All right. So big things are happening, guys. So with this interview, we're going to cover some interesting topics, cool things. No soundboard today. So you guys asked and letting you know. And first off, can you just introduce yourself and like how did you get into the futures trading space?
So my name is Victoria. I go by Tori Trades on socials. I had a family member teach me a strategy, and I actually didn't start with the futures market. Started with the stock market, then moved my way over to futures, and I've been trading for 10 years now.
Woo, 10 years.
Dude, a decade.
So let's see. So what got you into futures? You said your family member, right? Or what was your first market you got into in futures? Like commodities? Was it currencies?
So we started with just like my very first introduction to trading in general was stocks. So I was trading stuff like Facebook, Home Depot, Netflix, Google, Amazon. Oddly, Chipotle I was a fan of Chipotle. What was some other ones? Those are just your basic stocks, your big blue chip stocks. But then my uncle made the transition. To be honest, I didn't make that decision myself. So my uncle made the transition. Whatever prompted him to do it, which I believe it was maybe the leverage and the trading hours, but all I did was just follow suit. I said, if you're changing it up, I'm changing it up with you because you taught me. So I'm just whatever you do, I'm going to try to do too. So that was the sole reason I got into futures trading. But I was able to see the benefits myself after I made the transition, and it was the hours are a heck of a lot better than the stock market. You can trade at night. You can trade Sunday night. The hours of futures is like 24 hours out of the day minus like a 1 hour close, Sunday night through Friday. So incredible hours, incredible leverage. I'd say those were the biggest reasons I made the transition over.
When you transitioned over, what was some of the biggest challenges that happened?
Well, now that I had the ability to trade at any time, I overtraded like nobody's business. Like I was up at, I'm like, why not? It's 2:00 in the morning. Let's play some trades. Why not? Like I had to figure out that was like that was pick your poison. Either, yes, you can trade in the middle of the night, but do you need to? No. So I was excited that I could trade at any time, but I definitely, overtrading was the first failure when getting into futures trading.
Ooh, yes. Because I think many people think it's easier because you have more time. Something I was in forex, and forex was 24 hours, and overtrading was a big issue, especially when I was working.
Yeah, absolutely.
What are some of the biggest misconceptions when it comes to futures trading that you came around?
A misconception. I think it doesn't have to be specific to futures trading. I think it's just trading in general. And I mean, everybody wants instant gratification. They want to see the results tomorrow, yesterday, actually. They want to see results yesterday. And if they can understand that trading is similar, which I mean, everyone knows this. Everyone preaches it. Trading is like, you got to treat it like a business, or you got to treat it like a career path. It's going to take years to master. If you can fully actually really believe that, then I think you're going to be better off. But it's the like get rich quick, instant gratification that I think is the biggest misconception.
Especially about we see and that's why it came to my topic where I expose people talking about how you can go from like $1 to $1 million in a day, like outrageous claims like that. But it's very believable when it comes to new traders.
Nice.
Let's see. So can you walk us through like a typical day trading or trading setup you do, like your normal routine?
Yeah. It's very anticlimactic. I apologize in advance. It's very boring. It's not like I don't have this crazy routine where I get up and 3:00 in the morning, run. And then 6 a.m. cold plunge. By 7 a.m. I've made 100K. Like it's not your basic. I'll wake up, at different times every day. I don't necessarily have a routine, but the coolest part is since I'm swing trading and I'm on a very high time frame, I will do my chart analysis on the weekends. Usually I like to do it when the market's closed because you can see everything so much clearer. So I'll do my analysis, chart markups on the weekends, and then I'll set alerts on every single line, my support and resistance and my trend lines. And then I just wait. So I don't know when those lines are going to get crossed since it's on a higher time frame. It takes a long time for price to cross one of those. So I could be doing nothing Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday, boom, we got an alert. Now it's time to trade. So it's not necessarily a routine.
So I mean, you have such a lot of time. Are you doing other markets at the same time while you're waiting for those alerts to hit?
I like to always be in the know. I try not to trade too many instruments at one time. To be honest, when I am in a trade, I will not have multiple positions at once. So it is one trade at a time specifically. But I still like to do chart analysis on multiple instruments just to be in the know. Like I want to know what gold's doing, even though I don't trade it. I want to know what the indices are doing, even though I don't trade them very often. I traded them once this year. But I always want to be in the know. So I want to do my chart markup. I'll still get the alerts, but I won't place any trades on them. But as far as the instruments that I trade, though, just two, platinum and crude oil.
Ooh, crude oil has been, it's one of my favorites, like personal favorites.
It's a good one.
Yeah. Like I tell people, like outside of the futures market, if you look at energy market, they have really good dividends. I tell people, like, if you like dividends, slow income over long periods of time, look at crude oil ETFs or ETNs.
Agreed.
Let me see. So actually, what's been the most important skill that you've learned when it comes to trading?
Ooh, I think it's self-awareness, and discipline, obviously, but in a specific way. So like, let's say I get FOMO, for example. Like, I'm pretty sure crude oil actually is making some massive drops down as we speak. I didn't get in on them. I didn't catch that move. And so I'm feeling a little bit of FOMO. Like everyone feels FOMO. When they see a big move happen, they wish they were in, even if they weren't. But it is the ability to not act on the emotion that I think just truly is an incredible trait to have as a trader. To not act on the FOMO, to not act on the impulsivity. Like to just not act on the emotions, because I feel like everyone's going to get them. Even as a 10-year trader or as a newbie, like the FOMO doesn't go away. Like this person has it and this person has it. But the difference is that the newbie is going to get in based on FOMO. They're going to get in at the very top because it's just going. And then they're like, I can catch some of this too. Whereas the experienced trader, they feel the FOMO, but they're just sitting in it. They don't act on it. They don't do anything with it.
Yeah, big facts. I mean, because when it comes to FOMO, people take some big losses. So what type of losses have you tapped? Like any big ones that have hurt a lot?
Yeah. This sounds ironic, but my biggest loss wasn't like one of the most life-changing or like the one that I learned the most from. The biggest loss that I had was and I'm a little bit off. It's either $17,000 or $18,000, and it didn't take a toll on me. That was actually like a as per usual loss. That was by the book. But a few losses that have actually done me dirty, that I've learned from, that I will not do again, that I made mistakes taking those losses was smaller. So one of my biggest losses that I made a mistake from was back in crude oil. It was a few years ago, and it was only like a $7,000 to $8,000 loss. So it wasn't that crazy. I mean, at the time it was, and it hurt. But it was when I had kind of strayed away from my rules and I doubled down on a losing position. And then it didn't come back. Like you think, like rationally, when you're in the losing trade, you're like, okay, if I double down right now, it only has to come back halfway, just halfway, and then I get my money back. So I'm thinking, yeah, that makes total sense. It doesn't have to make a big move. It can just come back halfway, and then I can finally close this trade. So I double down, and then it just keeps going against me, and it just hurt. Like I can see my soul leaving my body. So finally had to close that trade. So that was one of the biggest ones that I learned a lesson from, was just never double down on a losing position. And then another loss, which was recently, it was an open or an unrealized loss. So the actual closed trade was $48. But there was a moment during that trade where, yeah, sure, I closed with positive 48 whole dollars. I was down 30,000. And that was in Ethereum. It was me experimenting with crypto futures. I completely just went off the rails, and I could have had to solidify that $30,000 loss. So it was by chance, by luck, whatever you want to call it, the universe, that it came back to where I got to close it at $48. But that was absolutely life-changing. Will not be making that mistake again.
Is it just the trade or just crypto? Are you a fan of crypto in that way?
Gosh. I mean, it was FOMO. It was FOMO. It was also a combination of social media where I did some chart analysis, and I said that this looks like a great setup in Ethereum. And when price finally breaks this trend line that it's been following along for like the past 3-4 months, like when it finally breaks, I'm getting in on this setup. And then it happened and I felt like, okay, well, I made a video about it. I guess I'm gonna have to actually do this now. And I took the setup and it hurt to have to tell social media, like, actually, I did all this chart analysis and I posted about it and I talked about it, but guess what? I was wrong. And that hurt to do.
Ooh. I mean, crypto's getting kind of crazy now. Like I pretty much exited away from it.
Yeah.
After Bitcoin hit 100,000 and dropped down 80K now, I'm just gonna stand back and just watch it out.
That's
which
fair.
is kind of annoying because I'm missing out on some staking rewards, but I'm just waiting it. But let's see, what's been your big success in trading?
Big success. I mean, there's a lot of successes. There's a lot of personal bests, a lot of milestones that I've hit. I think it's one of the biggest successes is it's something that I've stuck with for 10 years. That's one of the coolest things. Like imagine doing something for 10 years. Like it's incredible to look back and be like, thank gosh, I stuck with it. Like what a cool skill to have. I think it's I'm stoked that my social media has grown as it has. I'm stoked that I was able to stick with it for 10 years. I'm stoked that I'm actually pretty freaking good at this too.
I mean, you've been on YouTube for quite some time. I mean, I see the success. I've been on YouTube. I see people growing, and I'm like, man, I can't wait to get to those heights.
Oh yeah, I see it. It's coming soon.
So actually, so do you think futures is for everyone, or what do you think the type of mindset it is to get into futures?
I don't think futures requires anything different. But trading in general, like, is trading for everyone? Probably not. No, I'm going to say no. I have some friends and family that have tried trading, but they were so analytic. I mean, I guess analytical, but also like so calculated. They couldn't grasp the concept of probability. And I think some people just can't. They need like an A plus B equals C formula. They need some sort of template. They need to know that when I do this and this, I get the same outcome every time. And I think those types of people cannot trade. It's got to be the most frustrating thing. Like if you can truly let go and let probabilities play out, then you can. But those type of people, I think, are not going to make it in trading. And then also the type of people that just think that this is a get rich quick. If they think they're going to be successful in even 3 months, I still think that's not enough. I think 3 years, if we're going to be honest. So I think the ones that think it's going to happen quick and the ones that just can't grasp the concept of probability.
I'll say I was part of that get quick rich when I first started. I think like in 2009 when I first started trading.
Okay.
It's been quite some time, but so what tools do you use for trading, and what are your favorite tools in trading?
So tools, and I'd say tools and platform wise goes. TradingView is the greatest. And I'll have you know, though, didn't always use TradingView. I used the TradeStation platform, which for the longest time, I'm going to be honest, they were not up to the times. They were not up to date. So I felt like I was trading on a prehistoric platform for most of my trading career. But now they're finally with it. They've got new app updates. They got a cool web version. So they're up to date, but I've already since then made the switch to TradingView, but thank gosh, because it's an incredible tool. TradingView has, to be honest, it's changed a lot of my trading because I used to have to do just price alerts on TradeStation. Now I can do trend line alerts. I can do support and resistance alerts. I mean, you can do so many customizations within TradingView that it's allowed me, one, less chart time, but two, to just be so much more kind of custom when it comes to my chart analytics, my chart markups, and my alerts. So I'd say my favorite tool is going to be hands down the alert tool on the trend line. Changed my life.
Yeah, the alerts are really good. I still use them today, especially when you start getting that ping. You're like, oh yeah, finally.
Yeah.
So what are your long-term plans with trading? Like, what do you see yourself in a few years when it comes to trading?
I think just to continue to grow. I'd say I think I'm at a pivotal moment now where I want to kind of slow down on the growth. I want to maintain for a little while. But I definitely want to I'd say in the next 3 to 5 years, still work on that growth. To be honest, like I can't wait for the moment when and this isn't all transparency, all honesty, this is just the brutal truth. I can't wait till like maybe it's 3 years from now to where I have done enough proof. I have shown everyone every single year's broker statements, every month, every trade, to where I can actually experiment and trade on my own in private. I would love to see what I'm capable of when I can do it when no one's watching. That's what I'm really excited about, to be totally honest with you.
That's awesome. Essentially, looking at long term, I know when it comes to your journey, are you gonna like expand to more like passive cash flow, like dividend stocks and stuff like that, or just strictly not day trading, be more like swing trading?
I think eventually I'd like to do long-term investments for sure. I mean, you got to be in it for the long run, obviously. So you don't get any of that gratification until much, much, much later. I'm sure I definitely would start moving into the long-term investments. But as far as like, I'm already doing like investments as far as like putting money aside in. I have a financial advisor, so he's told me to put stuff, and I'm just like, listen, we're different people. I'm a swing trader. I analyze the markets. You are a financial advisor, and you play it safe, and you're looking for low percentages on your return. Love that. We're gonna do both. So I'll let that guy do what he does, and then me work on my short-term gains. But I'd say absolutely. I feel like each time frame you go up, or each like type of trader you go up, you're graduating. Like you're making it. It feels more professional. Like you go from I'd say you go from scalper, which is crazy, but there's still professional scalpers. Don't listen to my opinion, but it's just my own personal view. The way that I treated scalping, you go from scalping, then you go to day trading, then you go from day trading to swing trading. And that's just like, you're just leveling up. And then I guess the next one would be from swing trading to like that long-term investment. But yes, long story short, we are looking to do that eventually.
Nice. I like the financial advisor point. I mean, a lot of people, especially in this investment or trading space on YouTube, most people don't go that route. I usually tell people like keep your job, get an investment advisor, build up a safe portfolio first.
Oh yeah.
Before diving into
even me. Yeah, even I've got that. So like if that shares the kind of the knowledge to anyone, that what I do is still very different in comparison to what a financial advisor would do. Like very safe, very long-term stuff, very secure. What I'm doing is so much more risky. Obviously, to be honest, I think like CPAs and financial advisors and like just your typical kind of finance guy versus day traders probably see things so different. They probably are, to be honest, like not enemies, but they're just like, whatever that guy's doing is crazy. And then the other traders like, yeah, but that's going to take you 100 years to make money where I can make it in a month. So it's two totally different kind of realms. But I say incorporate both if you can, 1,000%.
Yeah, I think the conversation of like the index funds, like not the Gordon Ramsay, Dave Ramsey view.
Yeah,
like, 40 years and you be a multimillionaire. Like, I mean, I kind of want it now.
I know.
But yeah, I think we knocked out some of the biggest questions on here, guys. You want to open up to the chat or knock out the other section?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, cool. We've got the other section you guys were talking about before. Let me get those out real quick. Where are you at? Here we go. All right, so the first one up is so what other streams of income do you have?
I've got trading, education, partnerships, and monetization. I don't know what this one's called, but it's when and this is a new one for me. And then real estate will be soon, also coming soon this year. But this one is where you will loan money out and then you get a return on just simply the interest. So that's also another new stream of income that I'm working on. But also it feels more like an investment because it's in the music industry as well. So I'm kind of really excited about that one. This one could be an awesome return on investment, but we'll see.
Music, oh my gosh! I started making music videos now on people who I expose. Once we finish on Instagram, I'll show you a clip.
Please.
This trader, I won't say his name. The video will be out in a few days. He claims to make millions per month.
Oh.
Right. Just all I want to say is millions per month, and the clips you'll see of him is arguable. It's funny.
Okay.
But let's see. So I don't like to talk about income on here, but like, has the income out of trading hasn't been very significant to your portfolio of incomes?
Yeah, I'd say it's significant, but the question that everyone wants to ask, which is true, and it makes sense, is that do I make more in my education than I do in my trading?
Mm.
And the answer is yes. I have a million people with eyes on me that want to learn what I do. So it makes me more than my trading does. Yeah.
I got that same thing when it came to Trader Nick. How there's like, this guy's a profitable trader. Does he sell education and stuff? And I'm like, well, he should. He's 100% transparent. He shows evidence. Him selling something is not an issue. So that's why when I expose people making videos, I tell them, like, if people are transparent, they're honest, there's no reason. They should sell something. Their time is valuable.
Yeah. And I love Nick. Nick's awesome. I've also had a conversation with Nick, and it seems like if I had to list, he's probably one of the like top 3 that I truly do believe is doing what they're doing, is truly transparent, and is truly real.
I talked to him a little bit on YouTube and Instagram, but he seems pretty busy trading all the time, especially live
streaming. I'll see if I can
stuff.
connect you guys. I'm sure he would love to do something very similar to this.
I'll be awesome, man. I cannot wait. Actually, we have what's another one? Is there any other strategies, technical indicators you use besides trend lines?
No indicators. So I am usually trading on a naked chart. No indicators, not even volume. No volume either. So it is just trend lines, and I mean, it's got a lot of terms for it. It's the supply and demand, support and resistance, the key levels, whatever you want to call the horizontal lines that you draw on TradingView. But I call them support and resistance. That's how I utilize them. So trend lines, support and resistance, that's it, purely.
Nice. I mean, this is consistent because I've come around a lot of traders that have like so many indicators that they can't even see the candlesticks. So
that's wild.
Like, I don't understand how they make it through, but so do you use margin while trading?
Yep, I trade on a margin account.
Margin is like the best way for forex traders in my business.
Yeah.
So how did you get your initial capital while trading? When you first started trading?
So it was only 5,000. I mean, it doesn't sound crazy, but I was hustling. I worked like 3 jobs at one point. Was also an entrepreneur. So I just was putting the money aside.
Nice, I like that. I mean, I tell you, like most people want to skip the hustle. They starting the initial capital. They want to go the
gotta hustle.
Yeah, what is? I get the whole, I'm going to flip my money from a prop firm to get rich from that. And I tell them there's a reason why prop firms are so difficult to flip your money.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I can't stress this part enough. And I feel like I've heard you say it on one of your streams as well, but it is, if people could truly understand that prop firms are for the professional traders. It's for the ones that already know what they're doing. Don't try to learn on a prop firm, please.
Yeah, I mean, I've talked to other people off stream about this, how they're setting up prop firms. Like they'll get the blank MetaTrader, set that up because they know the statistics into it. They'll have 1,000 people pay for it and only one person withdraws. That's a very good business. But the dangerous part about it, which people don't read that fine line, it's all simulated data.
Right.
They can modify the charts anytime they want.
Oh, that part's sketchy. The part that I do know is that yes, it's the simulated market, so nobody's actually trading live until you maybe graduate to some actual funded account. But that part I understood. I understood that it was simulated markets, and I understand the statistics. But it's when there's manipulation that's so unethical. That's so unfortunate. When there's manipulation, it's not right.
I've seen I have screenshots of people showing me doing the spread 3 pips or 3 points and then jumping up to 40.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
I mean, I find it funny. I just tell people just find big brokers, especially like easy ones. That's almost the easiest one. Robinhood's simple.
Yep.
Like you don't have to. It's not complex. It's it is protected in the States. You don't have to. You have to be kind of careful with the crypto ones that's been coming around like FTX and stuff. But stay with the big ones.
Yeah, I mean, if it's regulated, if it's in the U.S., I mean, I guess it depends on if you're in the U.S. and especially futures too, though, which I know is still fairly new to a lot of people. But if it's regulated, if it's in the U.S. and futures market, there's so many restrictions that they have to abide by and regulations that I think the futures market or a futures broker is got to be like where I would put a lot of my trust. That's never been an issue to me, either ever worrying about manipulation and ever worrying that my money won't actually come back to me or that something will happen to it. I've never had to worry about that.
I've seen it like this, making this type of content and trading myself. It happens so often that people say, like, hey, the broker collapsed.
Yeah.
My money's gone.
Awful.
I'm like, that's why I stay with I do have a few international ones, but it's part of the risk portfolio.
Oh, I see.
What else? Ask her. So do you have any plans to change your strategy at any point?
No, baby. I've been doing the same thing for 10 years. Why in the world would I switch it up now? Okay, you know what? There's one exception. Only one that I feel like would not change my strategy. And it would only benefit. So I don't think I see any downsides. And that is to start incorporating a little bit more of fundamental analysis to go with my technical analysis. As long as I don't let it give me a bias in whatever decision I make on my technical analysis, I think it would help. But that is one thing that I don't incorporate whatsoever. I'm just at least in the know when we've got like red folder news, just so that if I do have a trade open or it's been open, I'm aware and ready. But as far as like actually utilizing fundamental analysis, I've never done that. So I may possibly eventually incorporate that into my trading.
Yeah, because some of the news events, like fundamental analysis, will typically, shake it out. But let's actually, man, my vision. See, this is what happens when you fight too much. Your eyes all mess up. Some siege. Oh, actually, it's kind of just different. So, what how do you think more females will come to the industry of trading? It's kind of interesting.
I think it's just, it may take a very long time before more females start getting into trading. I think it's just been part of the culture, I guess, of it's just men are in charge of finances. That's just how it's been for the longest time. So like this transition that's going to happen for women to be in charge of the finances, I think it's just going to take a while. I think it's just not, it's just been so long. I think we've been in our ways for quite a long time. So it's just not something women are interested in doing or are confident in. But as far as like female traders go that you guys will see, like influencers that you'll be able to see online, I also think is going to still be very slim because you guys intimidate the shit out of us. Excuse my French.
But I would agree. There's I would say like out of my list of like 7 pages of like line for line of people, the female traders, there's been very few that fit into your category. Like there's one that's an ICT trader. I don't want to put her name out there, but she also live streams pretty much daily.
Okay.
Like daily for like 2 to 3 hours back to back. I saw live entries, P&L, like listed for months.
It sounds like Tanya, if you ask me.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, let's go Tanya. We love Tanya. Yeah.
I was so surprised. Like when I was going through her content, I was like, okay, I sent her an Instagram message like I do everybody else. And then I'm like going through, I'm like, there's no way she shows off everything. Like that's how rare it is. Like everyone else is like, hey, look at my win. I got all blue screens. I'm like, it's kind of weird. I mean, you're a 99% trader. That's kind of impossible, but sure. But yeah, you took 1,000 trades and you only have 1 loss.
Really? Wait, that's the claim?
When we get to the IG, I will show you screenshots of people showing like it's so ridiculous, and they're claiming it's real.
Okay.
But the music video is gonna make it funny because I made one with Swaggy C.
Okay.
That did pretty good. Oh yeah, I got messages saying he was really mad when he saw that. I'm like, then don't steal people's money. It happens, but. What else we can? Oh, actually, a few questions on crypto. Like, do you plan to invest long term in crypto? Like, add it to your portfolio outside of trading?
I will say yes. Even though I got bad blood with Ethereum, I still am starting to see the vision. So the way that I had viewed crypto before in the past was, I think I just saw the hype. I saw the hype. I didn't necessarily. I wasn't too interested. I think I was just so happy with what I was doing already. Happy with my market, happy with my strategy, happy with my instruments. I didn't want to add anything to the mix. But I think as of recently, I'd say these past like 8 months, maybe about a year, I can actually start to see the vision of crypto being like this ultimate currency now. Now I'm seeing the vision like long term. And I'm like, okay, you know what? I think this is more than what I had thought before. I'm seeing like the long-term vision now. But I will be honest with you, I'm still a super noob. So there's still a lot more that I need to educate myself about. But I would say, yes, I do see myself investing long-term.
Nice, because I tell people that crypto is that wild west. That's why I like to add like a little bit into the portfolio.
Oh yeah, that's fair. That's
Not
fair.
too much. Let's see. We got some comments in here, guys. I finally caught up to you guys. Let's see. Let's go with CJ. Okay, we go with the first question. Greg, yes, this is live. We're not recorded. I get that. It's like 5 questions of this. I'll re-record it. Let's see. Yes, it's live, guys. All right, let's go to the next one. Greg, blah, blah, blah. Make sure you answer this question, guys. Already talked about it. Cool. If you have given an AI prompt, it's not AI. I actually went through the questions myself, bro. Like, if you guys don't know, I do things live for a reason, so you guys can get me live feedback, because I try to be as transparent as possible. I'm not going to sell you on anything but merch.
Hey, there you go. There you go.
Yeah. I talked to another YouTuber on Brandon Tatum. He has like a really big following, like 9 million subscribers.
Oh my God.
He does merch for a whole bunch of other YouTubers, like high quality merch. I have a meeting with them coming up to do my merch with them.
Way cool. Well, let me know. That's one thing I haven't tapped into yet. Merch sounds way cool.
Yeah, especially I gotta make some like meme stuff.
Okay, that's fair. I see what you're doing now.
We got another comment. Where is it? So we got Clear Waters. What motivates you?
My nieces and my nephew. They will motivate me to take over the world, whatever I got to do.
Family, man. I love that. We got another one. Thoughts on current state of economy and our current regime change. Interesting.
I would say long term, I have no idea, but day to day in the markets, I think there will be volatility. There will be a massive amount. So I say just get ready, buckle up, because it's going to be a crazy ride.
We got to actually, this is something I just got into. I wish I was this in my earlier years, but what's Tori's skincare routine?
Sunscreen. If I could say one thing, it is sunscreen. Sunscreen, and then I do like a plethora of all the serums, all the stuff. But sunscreen, I think, is my biggest. Keeps my baby face.
Nice. I mean, I took it like I think my years in the military really dragged the age down.
That'll do it. Yeah.
Oh, actually, what jobs did you do before trading?
Oh, tons. The YMCA was my first job, so I've always worked with kids. The YMCA was my very first job, but I did many different jobs throughout many different times of my life. So when I was 16, I was at the Y, but then I also worked at the Y when I was like 20, 21. Lots of kids stuff, the membership side of it. But I also did like the restaurant industry, worked at some breweries. I think one thing that I've never done is retail. I've never worked at like a clothing store or retail store, but I've done all the restaurant industries. I've done fast food stuff and the YMCA working with kids. But the summer camp, I mean, out of all those jobs, my favorite one was summer camp with special needs. And that was the most fulfilling job I've ever had in my entire life. So incredible.
Dang, that's a good journey, especially working with kids and stuff. I wish I can work more with kids, but I was more of a harsh, more of a construction jobs. Stuff like that.
I see.
We got another one coming in. Let's see, where's it at? I just saw the question. Oh, here we go. Without saying names, have you met any fake traders that you thought was real, or vice versa?
Oh, yeah. The answer is yeah. I'm trying to think vice versa. Vice versa, I'm like, who did I think was not real, but then actually ended up doing what they're doing? But yeah, there are. Yeah,
I'm very surprised. Like when I start talking to people after I make the video, and then they said, "Hey, let's make it. You should fix some things," and then it's been alarming so far. We got another good question. So, how do you still backtest?
Nope. After 10 years, it ain't worth my time. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm being totally honest. I don't.
I'll say that's one of my bread and butters, but we trade very differently. I tried futures a little bit. It's very complex for me. I'm an expert advisor trader. That's all I do.
Advisor trader. Enlighten me. I'm not sure what that is, to be honest.
So I have a program or algorithm that I program that trades for me.
Oh, way cool.
Yeah. So just a little insight, guys, to the next video. I found an influencer that made a claim how to make $1,000 a day. I created their strategy, reprogrammed it, and showed how it does live.
Okay, there we go.
Oh, not yourself. It's someone else that has some funny claims, like how to make $1,000 a day, how to make 10,000 as a new trader, like day one trader, how to make 10,000.
Okay.
Yeah, it's funny, but yeah, let's see what else. Okay, do you like chocolate? Really?
Absolutely.
I don't know anyone who doesn't like chocolate. Do you? And I don't know how this is going, but do you get more losses or more wins?
When I was day trading, I did have more losses. And I think that was kind of the name of the game. So when you're on a lower time frame and you're trading a trend strategy, you get a lot of fake outs. There's a lot of losses that you take, but if you can be in the move when it does make its move instead of, getting faked out or in consolidation, when you finally do catch that run or get on that trend, it makes up for all those small losses. So when I was in the lower time frames, I did take on more losses than wins. Now that I am in the higher time frame, I am so much more picky about my trades, my entries. I'm waiting so much longer for setups. And I think the higher time frame just holds so much more weight. It's so much more significant. So now I'm taking much less losses than I do wins.
I like that. The higher time frames. I truly agree about that. Like one of my best positions is silver. I've been in silver since $10.
Okay. Oh, okay. Nice.
Oh yeah. I've been buying silver on a weekly basis since 2010.
That's incredible. That's impressive.
Oh, yeah. My best, silver. Like that's why I tell people, like, outside of these exposed videos, economics and long-term trading is my favorite stuff.
Okay, good to know.
Oh, what else we got? Come on, guys. No chocolate questions, please. We have another one from Life with a Trucker CEO. Do you think $1 million you was aiming for is still attainable when you take a few trades per month?
No. I did a video recently where I think I had to be honest and say that I think my goal was a little bit too delusional. I don't think I'll make $1 million this year in trading. Possibility of 500,000. I think it's possible. If it happens, it will be just a byproduct of continuing to trade well this year. But that was something that I had to kind of hard pill to swallow. I wanted to, make a cool video and say, this is my crazy goal, but it's seeming like it's not going to happen.
I mean, I like the good goal though. Let's see if, especially when you have a track record that flows with it, I've seen some interesting claims, especially with my own group. I'm going to flip I'm going to get, what is it? The latest one that I was talking about is doing like 10 prop firms and being profitable all at the same time with them by connecting one trader to get to that 100,000 real quick. So they go from 1,000 to like 100,000 just with prop firms all at the same time. And I'm like,
okay,
what happens if you're wrong 10 times in a row? All those fees.
Yeah, you got to consider that as well.
Oh, actually, this is a different type of question. Any tips on how to build a social media following as a trader? Production tips too?
I think if you can be as transparent as possible, people will naturally gravitate to you. So if you post your losses, if you post your actual progress, people want to see that. So I think that's what's helped me grow is transparency. So I think if you can incorporate that as a trader, you will naturally grow. And then as far as production goes, I started most of my content with just a cheap camera that I used as a webcam with my live streams, and then slowly started to get better lighting, podcast mics. So I think I wouldn't invest in too much crazy equipment until you start actually growing. So I'd just say my biggest advice is to just be transparent trader, and I think that will naturally help you grow.
Well, actually, to piggyback on the social media and the stuff, like, do you have any like aspirations to work with sponsors or work with other channels, like kind of like the Millennial Money, how other YouTubers build channels together and stuff like that?
I haven't. I'd have to do some research on Millennial Money. I don't know what that is, but it sounds fascinating.
Oh, kind of like you know who Graham Stephan is, or Meet Kevin. We're in finance. They're in like stocks and real estate. They just made a YouTuber big group channel talking about finances and stuff.
Okay, yeah, I'd be into it.
Yeah, because I think it'd be fun. I tell you, like, doing collabs, working with other YouTubers. That to me is like the best thing in the world. Especially when we can start joking around about stuff.
Agreed.
Was it? Actually, what else we got? Oh, President Obama's here. Thank you, Obama, for making it. What do you got? Question? What do you think about moon phase trading strategy?
I think he meant moon. And I did it in a video one time just as a funny. So I don't actually believe the moon phase indicator is gonna work.
Oh wow. Thank you, CJ. Yes, we are live. Thank you, dude. Said everything. Thanks. Yeah, Obama. We got an Obama clip. that we play just for him.
I know. I've seen it.
Yeah. Oh, BZ is funny, man. But yeah, anything else you want to talk about? Because I know we're on a time.
Let's see. I think I want to end it with just saying that I do appreciate like the kind of the skepticism. I think it's healthy. I think it's healthy to have skepticism, and I think I appreciate it. I think that's what separates, the fake traders from the real traders, and I think that helps me to continue to prove and show myself. I will be excited for the day I don't have to anymore. Don't know when that'll be, and when I can start kind of like experimenting with my own money privately and see what I'm really capable of without removing all the eyes on my trading. And but I'm going to continue to do so, continue to share statements, logins, live P&Ls. I mean, if you guys have any other better ways, I mean, I'm always open to it. If there is a third-party auditing system that you guys recommend me using, whatever it is, I do appreciate the healthy skepticism. And I think Nick kind of helped enlighten me on this, that people should be skeptical. And it's our job to continue to prove and show. I don't know if some people at some point will think, you're doing too much, you're proving too much. Now they're skeptical. And now at that point, I don't know what to tell you. But for the most part, I appreciate the healthy skepticism, and I'll continue to do what I'm doing.
Thank you. This is awesome, guys. Thank you for coming to the stream, guys. We're going to roll out. Remember, guys, we stream every day. I'm going to be streaming tomorrow and got some funny videos for you guys to watch, and check out her content. She has a bunch of links. Actually, I'll post those links in my in the description. And yeah, peace, guys.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.
Let me see. In stream. All right.